Hi, it's Frankie. I wanted to share something that's been happening in my life lately. You see, I've got a new girlfriend and we're planning to live together. So, I had to talk to my current partner about this. My girlfriend's name is Rosie, and I really like her. She's special to me. So, I told my current partner that I wanted a divorce. It was a difficult conversation, but I had to be honest. I said to my partner, I don't need you anymore. I'm going to live with Rosie. If you want, you can stay with my parents. But my partner didn't understand. They were confused and upset. They said, "Why are you saying this? What about us?" I tried to explain that I wanted to be with Rosie now, but they didn't want to hear it. They said my parents and Rosie's parents laughed at them. They felt really bad about it. My name's Frankie, and I work in an office. I've been working for many years, and I've achieved a lot. I'm now a manager, which makes me happy. My boss is supportive, and I like my job. But my personal life hasn't been as good. I used to have a boyfriend when I was younger, but since then, I've been alone. That changed when I met Jonathan. Jonathan was nice, and we got along well. We started dating, and eventually we got married. I was thrilled to marry him, but then things got complicated. When I met Jonathan's parents, they were friendly, but they had some old-fashioned ideas. They asked if I planned to quit my job when we got married. I said no, and they seemed okay with that. So, we got married, and I was excited about starting a new life with Jonathan. But then, he asked me something unexpected. He wanted me to live with his parents. I was surprised and didn't know what to say. He explained that his parents were getting older and he was worried about them. He thought it would be good if we all lived together. I wasn't sure about it. Living with in-laws can be tricky. But I love Jonathan, so I agreed to think about it. It's a big decision, and I'm not sure what to do yet. Certainly, here's a rephrased and expanded version. It's been quite a journey lately, and I've been doing a lot of thinking. You see, my husband has expressed his concerns about his parents, who are around the same age as mine. Unlike my situation where my brother and his wife currently reside with my parents, my husband is their only child. Naturally, he's worried about their well-being. This got us talking about the possibility of living with my in-laws. However, the issue arose. Was there even space available? It seemed every nook and cranny of their home was occupied for various reasons. So we brainstormed. One idea that surfaced was renovating my parents' house into a two-family home. The notion of having two families under one roof seemed appealing. Not only would it be a more economical choice compared to buying a new house, but it also promised a beautiful and spacious living arrangement while preserving our privacy. Upon discussing this with my husband, I noticed a glimmer of excitement in his eyes. It seemed he saw the potential and benefits of such an arrangement. My in-laws, being the kind and understanding individuals they are, would surely appreciate the thoughtfulness behind this plan. Later, when my in-laws paid us a visit, they expressed gratitude and warmth towards the idea. It felt reassuring to know that with such a supportive and cheerful family, the prospect of merging households didn't seem daunting. However, as we delved deeper into planning the renovations, my husband dropped a bombshell. He confessed that he, along with his parents, were drowning in debt. This revelation caught me off guard. Never before had this financial burden been disclosed, not during our courtship nor after our marriage. The magnitude of their debt, a staggering $300,000, left me speechless. My initial shock soon turned into concern and frustration. How did it escalate to such a colossal sum? And now, on top of financing the remodeling, my husband was asking me to shoulder their debt. Despite my internal turmoil, fueled by this unexpected disclosure, I couldn't turn my back on my family. My husband's plea for help, coupled with his genuine desire to secure our future together, tugged at my heartstrings. Reluctantly, I agreed to assist, albeit with a heavy heart. It was a substantial financial commitment, amounting to $250,000, but I couldn't ignore the love and trust my husband placed in me. His gratitude was palpable as he thanked me profusely. Even my in-laws, upon learning of my decision, expressed remorse for burdening me with their financial troubles. Witnessing their humility and sincerity, I couldn't help but empathize. In that moment, amidst tears of joy shed by my mother-in-law, I realized the true essence of family and unconditional love. Despite the challenges ahead, I vowed to stand by them, for better or for worse. After all, isn't that what family is all about? Recently, life has taken me on quite the journey, prompting deep contemplation. My husband confided in me about his concerns regarding his aging parents, who are of similar age to mine. Unlike my family situation where my brother and his spouse reside with our parents, my husband is the sole child. Naturally, he frets over their well-being. This prompted discussions about the potential of us living with my in-laws. However, a pressing issue emerged. Did they even have the space? Every corner of their abode seemed occupied for various reasons. Thus, we brainstormed solutions. One idea that arose was transforming my parents' house into a duplex. The concept of sharing a home with two families held allure. Not only would it be a practical financial choice, but it also promised ample space and privacy for everyone involved. My husband seemed intrigued by the idea, recognizing its potential benefits. Surely, my in-laws, known for their kindness, would appreciate the gesture. When my in-laws visited, they expressed gratitude for the thoughtfulness behind the proposal. Their warmth reassured me that blending households could indeed be a harmonious endeavor. However, amidst the excitement of planning renovations, my husband dropped a bombshell. He confessed to our family's significant debt. This disclosure stunned me. How had this financial burden eluded us until now? The enormity of the debt, a daunting $300,000, left me reeling. On top of financing the renovations, my husband now asked me to help with this debt burden. Despite my inner turmoil, I couldn't turn my back on family. My husband's earnest plea, coupled with his desire to secure our future together, touched my heart deeply. Reluctantly, I agreed to assist, despite the heavy financial burden it imposed. My decision wasn't made lightly, but rather out of love and loyalty to my husband and in-laws. Their gratitude was palpable, filling the room with emotion. Even my in-laws, upon learning of my decision, expressed remorse for placing this burden on me. Witnessing their humility and sincerity only deepened my resolve. In that moment, amid tears of gratitude shed by my mother-in-law, I grasped the true essence of family and unconditional love. Despite the challenges ahead, I vowed to stand by them, come what may. For in the end, isn't that what family is all about? Thank you so much. Seeing my parents-in-law crying tears of joy and happiness made me feel like all the hard work was truly worth it. However, a few days later, I encountered an unexpected situation. I had to work overtime that day and informed my husband that I would be home late. Surprisingly, the work went smoothly and we were able to leave on time. So, I hurried home, intending to cook dinner for my husband. But as I opened the front door, I saw my parents-in-law's shoes. Confused, I walked toward the living room and overheard my husband and parents-in-law talking. They were praising my husband for marrying me, mentioning my job at a big company and the money I earned. Shockingly, my husband admitted to seducing me because of my financial status and mentioned throwing me away after paying off their debt. Stunned, I couldn't move from the front door for a while. Eventually, I composed myself and announced my arrival. Despite their smiles, I felt uneasy, knowing what they truly thought of me. Later, when my husband was in the bath, I retreated to my room and cried alone. But amidst my tears, I realized I needed to take action. I began planning for divorce and my life afterward. 3 months passed, during which I pretended to be happy and eventually informed my husband that I had paid off the debt. His reaction was unexpected. He seemed surprised that I had paid off the $300,000 debt so quickly. I explained that I had been saving money and decided to pay it off all at once to ease the burden. To verify my claims, I even offered to show him my bank book. After showing my husband the bank book, confirming the $180,000 payment, he tried to mask his excitement, feigning tears of gratitude. His act was transparent, but I played along. Soon after, my parents-in-law also expressed their thanks, likening me to a deity for my actions. Knowing the truth about my husband's deceitful nature, I had been prepared for this moment. A few days later, he asked to speak with me, wearing a solemn expression. I acted surprised, as if I hadn't anticipated what was coming. His words hit me like a freight train. "I have a new girlfriend. I'm divorcing you, and you're going to my parents' place." Shock coursed through me. This was the culmination of my suspicions, but I hadn't expected him to confess his infidelity so openly. Confused and hurt, I questioned his intentions. What did he mean by having me go to his parents' place after he left me? His response was cold, dismissing me as a mere burden. The arrival of my in-laws only added insult to injury as they joined in the mockery. Yet, I refused to be cowed. I reminded them of my financial independence and asserted my rights to the house, which I had paid for in full. Their faces paled at the realization of their oversight. However, my husband, unwilling to concede defeat, argued that I had taken over their debt and should bear the consequences. Unfazed, I revealed the truth about the missing $180,000, clarifying that the debt remained theirs to settle. Facing this unexpected revelation, my husband and in-laws faltered. I warned them that I wouldn't be manipulated any longer. This was the final straw. In that moment, standing my ground against their deceit and manipulation, I reclaimed my dignity and autonomy. Though the road ahead would be challenging, I was determined to forge a new path, one free from their toxic influence. The story ends on a note of empowerment and redemption. Despite enduring betrayal and manipulation from my husband and in-laws, I refused to be a victim. Instead, I took decisive action to reclaim my autonomy and seek justice. Demanding alimony from my husband and his adulterous partner, as well as reimbursement for the debt I had paid on behalf of my in-laws, was a bold move. Selling the renovated duplex at a profit further solidified my financial independence. In the end, I emerged as the true victor, having gained both financial compensation and emotional closure. While my former in-laws faced the consequences of their deceitful actions, I focused on building a secure future for myself. Reflecting on this experience, I resolved to develop a sharper intuition and surround myself with trustworthy individuals. By continuing to save and invest wisely, I aim to create a life filled with happiness and genuine connections. This story serves as a reminder that resilience and self-reliance are powerful tools in overcoming adversity. And as I move forward, I am determined to prioritize my own well-being and forge meaningful relationships based on mutual trust and respect. Thank you for following along with this journey, and I invite you to join me in the next chapter of my life. As I reflected further on the events that transpired, I realized the profound lessons embedded within my journey. Beyond the financial victories and legal resolutions, there was a deeper transformation taking place within me. The betrayal I experienced served as a catalyst for profound self-discovery and growth. It taught me the importance of discernment, reminding me to listen to my intuition and heed the red flags that I had previously ignored. Moreover, the ordeal underscored the resilience of the human spirit. Despite the pain and heartache, I refused to succumb to bitterness or despair. Instead, I channeled my energy into constructive action, reclaiming my power and charting a new course for myself. In the aftermath of the divorce, I found solace in the support of genuine friends and loved ones who stood by me through thick and thin. Their unwavering presence reaffirmed my faith in the inherent goodness of humanity and the healing power of authentic connections. As I embarked on this new chapter of my life, I embraced the opportunity for personal reinvention and exploration. Freed from the shackles of toxic relationships, I delved into passions long neglected, rediscovering the joy of self-expression and creative fulfillment. But perhaps most importantly, I cultivated a newfound sense of self-worth and inner strength. No longer defined by the expectations or judgments of others, I embraced my inherent value and embraced my inherent worth, determined to live life on my own terms. Looking ahead, I am filled with a sense of optimism and possibility. Armed with the lessons learned from my past experiences, I am poised to seize the opportunities that lie on the horizon, confident in my ability to navigate life's challenges with grace and resilience. In the end, my story is not just one of survival, but of triumph, a testament to the indomitable human spirit and the transformative power of resilience, self-love, and redemption. So as I bid farewell to the shadows of the past and step boldly into the light of a new dawn, I do so with gratitude in my heart and hope in my soul, ready to embrace whatever adventures lie ahead. For in the end, it is not the challenges we face that define us, but how we rise to meet them. As I continued to navigate the aftermath of my divorce and the upheaval caused by the revelations about my ex-husband and in-laws, I found myself on a journey of profound self-discovery and reinvention. One aspect of this journey involved redefining my understanding of relationships and trust. While the betrayal I experienced left scars, it also served as a powerful reminder of the importance of setting boundaries and prioritizing my own well-being. I learned to cultivate healthier relationships built on mutual respect, honesty, and genuine connection. Moreover, I delved into the depths of my own psyche, exploring the wounds and insecurities that had been buried beneath the surface. Through therapy and introspection, I confronted past traumas and learned to embrace vulnerability as a source of strength rather than weakness. In the process, I discovered a newfound sense of empowerment and resilience. I realized that true strength lies not in suppressing emotions or denying pain, but in embracing them fully and using them as catalysts for growth and transformation. As I embraced my own journey of healing and self-discovery, I also felt a deepening sense of compassion and empathy for others who had experienced similar hardships. I became an advocate for survivors of betrayal and manipulation, using my own story to inspire hope and resilience in others. In addition to my personal journey, I also found fulfillment in contributing to my community and making a positive impact in the world. I volunteered with organizations dedicated to supporting survivors of domestic abuse and worked to raise awareness about the importance of mental health and emotional well-being. Through these experiences, I discovered a sense of purpose and fulfillment that transcended my own struggles. I realized that by turning my pain into purpose, I could create meaning out of adversity and make a difference in the lives of others. Looking back on my journey, I am filled with gratitude for the lessons learned, the growth experienced, and the resilience gained. While the road was fraught with challenges and obstacles, it ultimately led me to a place of greater authenticity, empowerment, and inner peace. As I continue to embrace the journey ahead, I do so with a renewed sense of purpose and a deep appreciation for the transformative power of resilience, self-discovery, and the human spirit.